surface.
Yeah.
And get rid of those cocoons. Now, you put it in a big strong colony and they'll clean it up.
As long as you have all the cocoons out.
Right. So there's another one. Well, they'll chew that out too, or propolize it. That's one right there. All right.
So you don't freeze them or anything?
Yeah, you can. And that's the other thing you can definitely do is freeze it.
So you just put that whole thing in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then start chewing out of there.
And then after they're in the freezer, what do you do?
Well, you can take them back out.
And just put them in a hive because they're dead now? Okay. Bugs aren't nearly as picky as I am.
I don't think I'm going to be able to drive that nail back out.
I was going to say, it's a hammer too.
Oh yeah, it's the handiest tool you'll ever have.
I wonder if you could use canned air.
Hmm?
Because you turn canned air upside down, it freezes.
Canned air?
Yeah, canned air.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
Stuff that you use to blow. If you use it too long, it gets it too. The can gets real cold. But if you turn it upside down, it comes out as icicles already. Like the ice spray. Freezes things, you can freeze water and stuff. Give them what they need right there. Daddy long leg.
All right. So you can see the leftover debris that they leave at the bottom of the hive too. And that's when fire ants can be your friend. They'll come suppress the wax moth larva. All right, is everybody worn out now? You worn out? No?
We're good.
We're good?
What is the comb called that goes between around
The what?
the hives? Like, I haven't seen them here, but...
Oh, propolis? Are you talking about propolis?
Yeah, well, yeah, propolis is. But also honey, or not honey, but wax.
Uh-huh.
Clean it off.
Yeah, the brace comb or the burr comb?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is temperament. I like the way that colony's temperament was too. Again, like that other big colony that we saw. Okay. So I was in this colony earlier today, and I pulled a comb of brood to finish one of the nukes that was short a comb of brood. But I also noticed that this colony was a little more defensive than some. So when you encounter a colony like this, you want to make good use of your smoker, right? Because that's how you can control them and keep them from getting out of hand. It doesn't help that I've already been in this once before today, right? Taking brood away. But do you hear them? As you can see, they're bouncing off my veil. As long as I'm not getting stung a lot, I'll be okay. But if I start... Yes, a lot. Yeah. They will resent intrusions if they become too frequent. Oh yeah, so the test for Africanized bees is pretty simple. All right, can you get within 100 yards of the hive without them trying to sting you? I mean, truly Africanized colonies are extraordinary. I mean, like, if you'd pulled up in that pickup, and this was an Africanized colony, you'd have bees bouncing off the windows trying to get at you. Just from the act of driving up. So, but, you know, colonies will exhibit a range of temperaments, just like other animals have personalities. Well, colonies have personalities too. And some colonies can just be pissy. And this one's a little pissy.
If you leave them alone for a while, will they calm down? Or?
You know, I usually take matters into my own hands and I requeen them if I have an issue. But remember when we were talking about brood disease? All right, what I'm going to show you here is European foul brood. Okay, it's caused by a bacteria Melissococcus plutans. And what it does is it causes the larva to, well, it does a lot of things physiologically, but the appearance of the larva changes. They become misshapen. They are discolored. I want you to handle this and look at this because I want you to know this when you see it. And small hive beetles can vector this stuff around. Okay? Another reason to control small hive beetles. But if you look at the larvae in this comb, and you take it out in the sunlight, you'll see that the larvae right here are not healthy. Some of them are going to be yellowish, tan colored. Do you see that? And do you see how some of them are misshapen and shrunken down into the cell? Don't everybody try to get around it at once, or nobody can see. But pass it around because I want you to be able to identify that common brood disease. All right. So now, remember what I said? Nutrition can cause this, right? But you can also have colonies that are more susceptible than others, right? And one of the things that I want to do is produce bees that don't develop brood diseases, right? And the easiest way to do that is through the queen. That's the easiest way you can have an influence on the colony, control the queen. And I'll put up with one problem, as long as it's not severe, and try to work them through it. Like, you know, if I encountered this in my colony and it doesn't have any honey to speak of, okay, let's feed it. Let's see if it clears up, right? Might be one approach. But I have a 2-strike rule, right? So if my colony's got more than one thing wrong with it, I want to get rid of that queen. Okay?
Now, do you get rid of the queen and then introduce another?
Yeah. Yeah. I would prefer to just introduce one. It's a shorter path. I've spent time trying to select breeders that are going to yield good queens. It's also possible that it's just the comb. A particular comb might become inoculated. Okay, and here's the queen. All right. See, I can find them too.
Yeah, when you point them out, but I do not spot them at all.
All right. So this queen is young, but
Is that based on her wing length?
no, I'm just based on her movement, her appearance.
So you said 2 problems. One would be the foul brood, and what would the other be? Like moth?
No, she's pissy. She's way too just easily provoked.
Yeah, just running around.
Well, it's the colony temperament as much as it is anything, but it's the way she moves too. She moves more like a virgin queen. That's sort of like how a virgin behaves typically. She's definitely not a virgin, but
But she's a prima donna.
yeah, something like that maybe.
Those women.
Anyway, you tend to anthropomorphize a lot with bees. It's usually a bad idea, but sometimes it's fun, right?
So what are you going to do with it? Take her out?
I'm gonna kill her.
Come back.
Mm-hmm.
How long can you last?
How long can I last?
How long can the hive last?
Oh, wait a minute. You start talking virgins, and then the next question out of your mouth. So if you kill the queen and you don't want them to rear their own, you got to get back here within, ta-da,
21 days.
nope, queen development's much shorter.
3?
No, I'll just go ahead and tell you how it works. So the general rule is that it is 14 days to a queen, or you should take that as your outside limit, right? But if they've got first instar larva already present in the colony and they don't have to wait for the embryo to become a first instar larva, it'll happen even faster. Whoop. So I would say 10 days is really my practical limit.
And do you have queens available for us to come by?
We try to.
regular
It's
basis?
been a tough year for queen rearing, so we're nip and tuck keeping up with orders right now. We're a little behind. But we try to produce queens throughout the year to the extent that we're able to. Well, you can contact us and we can ship you one. But
Come and pick one up.
the other thing is that the other way you can do it, and don't forget that you can use management techniques to control things to some extent too. You could take the brood out of this hive that was young, as long as you didn't have young brood scattered all over throughout the colony, right? Take that out and move a comb of young brood from a colony that you did like into this hive and make them rear a queen from that.